Hello and welcome to another video by Rick Miracle Me. In one of my series, The New World Order, Media and Press Releases. So I read books, magazines, do research on the internet, do the press releases, review them on the internet, look at the comments, look at photos and pictures and other resources, websites. So I just look at about everything, trying to figure out the answers to a few questions. The one that piques my interest for this video is why in the heck do they want to rebuild King Solomon's temple? Why is it a focus for the world? I mean, think about it. They have President Donald Trump's head on a coin with King Solomon's temple. And apparently they want to destroy Christianity. They want to bring us a global world order. There's all kinds of advanced technologies being installed. Facial recognition systems, beast computers monitoring everything we do, smart meters, smart refrigerators, smart cars, smartphones, smart computers, smart everything, smart security systems. So what are we talking about here with this sacrificing animals at King Solomon's temple? Why? What's the purpose? And according to my research, it's to be honest, it's to get some favorable assistance from some deities up there or down there, however you want to look at it. So what should we think? Take a look at this clip.
If you ask the members of Cry for Zion, Rick, if you ask them this question, why do we need a third temple? Why do we need one?
Well, the Christian Zionists say that they got several answers. They say that the temple has to be built so that animal sacrifices will start again. Somehow they're convinced that if millions of Jews are sacrificing animals in Jerusalem again,
It's going to make them think about
somehow
Jesus.
it's going to make them think about Jesus. Well, it didn't work the first time,
Right,
because they crucified Jesus.
right.
Right, and then there's the belief that that the Antichrist has to go sit in the temple.
Right.
So you got these Christian Zionists who say we have to build the temple because the Antichrist has to go into the temple.
Right, because
But
Jesus can't come until the Antichrist comes, is what
right.
I'm saying, right?
But all of that is based on a flawed theology that was created by John Nelson Darby, who did seances in Ireland. I mean, all these guys, there's always a mystical, secret knowledge, occult connection to them in Christian Zionism.
Think about...
And I've been saying this in all of my videos. I'm closing in on 700 videos on YouTube. And I've been making the connection between the mysticism and the otherworldly beings. And now they want to rebuild King Solomon's temple to sacrifice animals. And I might remind people that non-Jews are usually called goy or goyim, which means cattle. Cattle are animals. They want to rebuild King Solomon's temple to sacrifice animals. So is it fair if goy and goyim means animals, and that's what they call we non-Jews, is it fair to ask, do they intend to sacrifice humans? And is there some kind of satanic being, fallen angel, whatever you want to call it, demon, Baal, Moloch, all mentioned in the Bible, associated with this sacrificing animals, and I hope not humans? Just saying, we need to wake up.
the logic. You're building the Antichrist, which son of perdition, but what is user vernacular? The Antichrist who will come to kill and destroy,
Yes.
so we can bring in Jesus. But you want to help him out. You want to get that going and help him out so he can kill and destroy the earth.
Here's the problem.
So these Christian Zionists who want to help the Jewish Zionist, the Christian Zionist motive is to bring about the fulfillment of the prophecy so that after Armageddon, the destruction of the world, when Israel, the Zionist Jewish folks, will rule the world, which it looks like they have already done that or are closing in on doing it, will bring about some Antichrist being. What do you think? Crazy or not?
A lot of Christians are deceived on. Any attempt to control God, any attempt to control God is idolatry.
Of course.
Basically what groups like this are saying is Jesus cannot return until we build something for him.
I've heard that before.
Yes.
You understand what that is? That means we control the timeline. It's us.
Yeah.
We control it.
Building the Tower of Babel.
That is no different than taking a rock and carving a face on it and starting bowing down to it. There's no difference. None. You are trying to control God.
Yes.
You're saying that God cannot do this until I do this. God is not
or if
You got it, Doc. That's exactly what they're
if you
teaching.
have some secret knowledge,
Oh yeah.
validifies all of that need.
Oh, see, and it's got to be secret knowledge
Well, it's
too.
of course secret, yeah.
Only you and I.
Secret knowledge from all these psychics and channelers and prophets and magicians and witches. Who do you think they're communicating with? God and the angels above, or the fallen angel, demons, and other fallen angels below? Seriously.
I know this.
But you don't have the special decoder ring, but some rabbis do.
Yeah, but you could write a book about the secret knowledge, and you could go on Christian TV and sell millions of dollars.
But you have to have that secret
You have
decoder.
to have the secret knowledge. I want to go to, for our control room, I guess we have it marked 15B, the Tel Aviv skyscraper. Guys, I saw this story back in January.
Right.
And I don't know if we ever talked about it.
We were going to several days in a row, but we never got to the actual story.
All right, so if we could put up the Tel Aviv skyscraper 15B, I know I'm kind of messing everybody up here. Okay,
Right.
so right there, this is a drawing of a,
It looks real there, doesn't
there in the center. This is going to be the tallest building in Tel Aviv, and it's the developers or the architects are saying it's designed as a scroll.
Oh,
Well, it does have a eerily similar look to the Tower of Babel that the ancients tried to build to climb up and get into God's world. You can see the spiral, I guess, walkway in this thing. And if they are building something like the Tower of Babel, which they tried to do thousands of years ago, that's when God dispersed the people all over the world and made them speak different languages. In other words, to Babel, the Tower of Babel. Crazy stuff you can learn if you just look into this. So why would they be building this in Tel Aviv? And Tel Aviv looks like one heck of a huge modern city in this picture. Previously, the American embassy was located in Tel Aviv, but recently President Donald Trump said that they recognize Jerusalem as the capital of Israel, so they moved the American embassy, as well as many other nations all over the world have been moving their embassies to Jerusalem. So this fulfillment of these biblical prophecies look like they're coming true, even with a $666 million Tel Aviv skyscraper, which looks like the Tower of Babel. Go watch this video.
Okay. Tower of Babel.
But others are saying it reminds them of the Tower of Babel. And so back in January, Breaking Israel News, who is a Chabad Lupovich news website that they practice Kabbalah,
Yes.
mysticism, and so
There's another interesting connection. The Jewish Lubavitch organization, Lubavitch Jews, rabbis, apparently they've been meeting with President Donald Trump, and apparently President Donald Trump, before he was president, was studying the Kabbalah. The Kabbalah seems to be some kind of spiritual communication with other beings behind the veil in another dimension, maybe Hades, hell. I don't think heaven, but Kabbalah, getting power and control by working or controlling or getting information from demon beings or other beings, even called Metatron. Wow. It does make one wonder.
they wrote an article, Tel Aviv skyscraper, remake of Tower of Babel, or preparation for the third temple.
Yes, and what they were doing in this article, they actually were quoting an app.
There's a picture of the old Tower of Babylon. There's the picture of the new building in Tel Aviv, Israel. You see any similarities? Repeat of biblical history? What happened back then? God didn't approve of building a tower to reach the heaven.
A big advocate of a third temple, Yisrael Rosenberg, and they said he has a powerful connection to spiritual implications of this construction. And he said the main sin connected to the Tower of Babel was not in their action, but in their intention. And he wanted to say here, everything we learn about construction in Israel is just one step away from the Beit HaMikdash. Just like Solomon's temple, the third temple will be the agreement and blessing of every nation in the world, and it will be the greatest construction project ever seen. We need to learn how to lead the world in this project.
So apparently, part of these people's religious practices is sacrificing animals. And apparently to curry some kind of favor or assistance from some kind of invisible deities, gods, whatever. So I went on Yahoo image site and I put on there Jewish animal sacrifices and made a short clip. Take a look at this. Welcome to another Yahoo image word search. And today's word, Jewish animal sacrifice. What do you know about that? They want to rebuild King Solomon's temple so they can sacrifice animals again. Is this concerning? Seriously, what do you think? Looks like he's sacrificing a dove. Kind of cool hat he has on. Sacrificing a bull. Looks like King Solomon's temple. Animal sacrifice. Looks like quite the fire there. Logs, laid on logs, built up pretty high. Looks like it could fit more than an animal on there. Here was the guy sacrificing the dove. Obviously a rabbi. A bunch of other rabbis here. Quite the little slaughterhouse going on here. Look at the blood on the floor. Sacrificing a dove, showing it to children. Personally, I think that would be a little disturbing. Don't you think? Got a couple little lambs here. Looks like the carcass of a lamb. So they skinned the thing. That looks pretty gruesome, actually. This guy's got a big smile and a knife in his hand. leading the lamb to slaughter. King Solomon's temple. These guys are carrying animal after animal after animal after animal up the steps here. That's quite the apparatus. A lot larger than a barbecue grill. So why would you sacrifice animals? That's pretty bizarre looking here. Sacrifice. Guess he's about to whack the head off this particular lamb. Sure, that's going to make the other lambs standing around there feel good. Looks a little gruesome to me. This guy is just smiling in delight. I guess the sharp knife he has in his hand. Looks like a big wall behind him. Maybe they don't want people to see? Oh my. What is the religious significance of this? Seriously. Blowing the trumpet. Activists barred from sacrificing sheep near the Temple Mount. You think? He's got a chicken here. Obviously a rabbi. So what do you think? Christianity should be destroyed and banned, and this kind of religion promoted and forced upon the world? I'm not kidding. Yahoo image site. Hamarnich plans to sacrifice a bull for art. This is art? Oh boy. Is this entertainment? Tabernacle? You better run, you little furry creature. If you're in this word search on Yahoo image site. Psychologically, how do you think this affects these little kids? Animal sacrifice. Animal sacrifice is the ritual killing and offering of an animal to appease or maintain favor with the divine agency. Such forms of sacrifice are practiced within many religions around the world, and they have appeared historically in almost all cultures, including those of the Sumerians, the Hebrews, the Greeks, the Romans, the Germanics, Celts, Aztecs, Mayans. Is this where progress is taking us? Here, apparently, Abraham's willingness to murder his own son, Isaac, perfectly illustrates the anti-human psychology of Judaism. So some spiritual entity, God, says, kill your own son. And apparently he's ready to do it. Of course, in the Bible, Jesus preached we are to love one another, and he was crucified. Quite the thing. Look at this. Huge ceremony. Currying favor with some kind of deity. Looks like it's the destruction of King Solomon's temple here. And you can click the link to these pictures and get the details. There's no excuse for somebody to not get educated on their own with the Yahoo image site. If you don't want to read things, you can just look at pictures and photos and think for yourself. Use your discernment. Use your brain. Look at this picture. Why in the world would anybody do this? Pleading up to the heavens for some deity to give them some favors. Sacrificing animals. Apparently, throughout the world, sacrificing humans. Animal sacrifice in ancient Greek religion, Judaism, and Christianity. You can get books. If the Jewish people do not offer animal sacrifices, how do they believe they can receive forgiveness from God? Excuse me? Gotta read that again. If the Jewish people do not offer animal sacrifices, how do they believe they can receive forgiveness from God? Well, I'm sorry. I don't think we should be sacrificing animals or humans. Taking the lamb to slaughter. This link to this picture, American Holocaust and the Coming New World Order. I think I'll click the link and take a look. American Holocaust and the Coming New World Order. This blog is about the coming crisis of martial law and the New World Order agenda for America. It offers hope and the Christian solution for their New World Order's final solution. Only Jesus Christ was sent by God to pay the terrible price for the sins of mankind. For the wages of sin is death, but the gift of God is eternal life through Jesus Christ our Lord. So if Jesus, which apparently is what I believe, gave his life so that our sins could be forgiven, we certainly owe him a lot of thanks. Romans 6.23 throughout the Bible, it is taught that without the shedding of blood, there is no forgiveness of our sins. So we don't have to sacrifice animals. Jesus made the ultimate sacrifice. Apparently, sins, according to what I've been reading in another book, disconnects our spirits from the heavenly realm. So if Jesus gave his life so that our sins could be forgiven, then we would not be disconnected from the heavenly realm. These people apparently denied Jesus and thinking they need to continue to sacrifice animals to appease and curry favor with some kind of other reality dimension, heaven or Hades. What do you think? Recently, they sacrificed, they say, a lamb on an altar that's going to be used in the upcoming new King Solomon's temple. It was only a month or two ago. You can go online and see the pictures. Here it says Jewish blessing. I don't know what this picture is. Now the Lord had said unto Abram, Get thee out of thy country, and from thy kindred, and from thy father's house, unto the land I show thee, and I will make of thee a great nation, and I will bless thee, and make thee a great name, and shall be a great blessing. So much to learn. What is the truth? I'm not buying this. I'm sorry. Not gonna happen. Not gonna happen. Looks like some kind of cult here. You think? You think? You know, as a human civilization, I would like to think that we've moved past anything like this. But apparently it's coming with this new world order, new age, with the intentional destruction of Christianity and other religions, and a return to the worship of Moloch. This is a picture of Moloch here being sacrificed a child. And in Jeremiah, in the Old Testament, I made 2 videos. And apparently God, whoever he is, that they worship, destroyed Jerusalem and the second temple in Jeremiah, in the Old Testament, in the Bible, because they were sacrificing their sons and daughters to the demon Moloch, who is represented by the 6-pointed star, along with the fallen angel Rephaim. You think there's any connection? So this guy's holding a heart in his hand. Some kind of false European pagan. This is witchcraft. Sacrificing his son. The Jewish concept of salvation must keep all the laws of the Tanakh and the Talmud. They acknowledge that this is impossible to do since man is by nature sinful. But God provides a way out. The Jewish people offer animal sacrifices as payment for their sins until the destruction of the Second Temple, 70 AD. And of course, as Christians, Jesus gave his life, and he said, "He whoever believes in me shall be saved." Maybe not those exact words, I'm paraphrasing, you can look it up. So there you have it. We can be saved when we leave this physical reality by believing in Jesus, Or you can deny Jesus, I suppose, and these people can believe they're going to be saved by killing animals. And according to a lot of the witchcraft and Illuminati organizations, people who have left those organizations and tell all, you can see some of the videos on YouTube's, that they were sacrificing humans. Oh my, this is a sacrifice of a human. And apparently the Jewish people got in a lot of trouble all over Europe for the past couple thousand years when they were caught draining the blood from humans for some kind of Passover ritual. And by the way, it doesn't give me a lot of pleasure to make a video like this. It's actually kind of disturbing. But maybe it needs to be disturbing if we are to wake up and realize the reality of the situation with the rebuilding of King Solomon's temple. Is this what we want? Seriously, is this what we want? Seriously, look at this picture. You can go to a Yahoo image site, look up Jewish animal sacrifices. Is this what we want? This is in Brooklyn. So you got an animal rights activist battle Hasidic Jews. And he's giving her the finger, and she's taking a picture. And the children are watching. Oh my, this is right in a community. They got a crane picking the animal up. Old Testament animal sacrifices. The Christian rejection of animal sacrifice. Well, amen to that. And they want to destroy Christianity. And psychologically, propaganda, mind control, social conditioning. They got a lot of people believing that Jesus was just created, the religions, to control mankind. Yet you can go find this book. I've made videos on this book, I believe. The Jews of Europe and Ritual Murder. And in many cases, this was the straw that broke the camel's back, so to speak. The people were citizens, the peasants, the people in the communities, when they found a dead body and it showed the signs of being a ritual sacrifice, they would round up all the local Jewish people and massacre them. It was a horrible state of affairs again and again and again. Again, you can go get this book or watch my videos or look it up on the internet. But blood Passover, and they need the blood of a young child, I guess. So there's plenty of evidence to show that this is the case. Oh my, there he is going to cut his son's throat. Jehovah as the sky god. They want to rebuild King Solomon's temple to sacrifice animals. Well, I believe that's enough of that. Thanks for watching the video. Leave a comment below on my video. What do you think? Should Christianity be destroyed? Should this be the religion of the world? Is this part of the coming Antichrist prophecy? Oh my. Rick Miracle reporting. So apparently, sacrificing animals, and I guess even humans gets the attention of whatever these entities are that are out there. But what else gets the attention of these entities? I guess it's something to do with resonance, something to do with similarity, simulation, like animals or other kinds of symbols. So I was looking up at the Rothschilds at one of their parties and wondering why they wear all those symbols or put dead bodies on the table like they're going to eat them, and even children. I know, it's too much to even talk about. Take a look at this clip. Well, welcome to another word search on Yahoo image site. Or I should say a couple words. Rothschilds Illuminati. I keep talking about the Rothschilds Illuminati. Into some kind of mystery religion. Something very sinister, satanic. So here I found the search result, Rothschilds Illuminati Party in 1972. And apparently the Rothschilds were behind the creation of Israel, supporting the Zionist movement for the last 100 and 150 years or more, 200 years, 300 years. Apparently in 1776, it was the Rothschilds that, I guess, instructed Adam Woodstock to infiltrate the Freemasonic lodges and create an organization called the Illuminati. 1776. Ironically, the same year that the United States declared independent from the British and largely controlled by Freemasonic types. Even George Washington was a Freemason. Just 1776. That's kind of a coincidence? I don't think so. So they had a hand in getting the United States free from Britain and having it as an empire of their own control, owned to control covertly, apparently. So the United States started out as a nation controlled by the Illuminati and involving a lot of Christians. So there was a kind of a battle between the Christians and the anti-Christians. And that was in President John Adams' book, Letters on Freemasonry. I made videos on. But let's go back to this word search on Yahoo Image and talk about the Rothschilds Illuminati Party 1972. I guess you know that's probably during the hippie age. And you got to look at these pictures and ask yourself a question. Fair enough? Would you say they're Christian pictures or they're satanic pictures? Nothing out, no other choice. You can just pick one or the other that they're closely related to. The Rothschilds Illuminati Party. Do you think these pictures are closely related to religious philosophy or satanic philosophy? Fair enough? Christian philosophy, satanic philosophy. Rothschilds Party, 1972. There's that big old I, the back of the dollar bill. Christian philosophy, satanic philosophy. I would guess it's a rhetorical question. It's pretty obvious which one it leans towards. I guess they got this cake made up of a human being they were eating. Christian philosophy, satanic philosophy. Which way do you think it's leaning? Christian philosophy, satanic philosophy. When I say philosophy, I mean their religious beliefs, Kabbalistic, God or demons or devils. Oh, look at this picture. The goat represents the Apostle Barnabas. The four-faced masks represent the gods of Freemasonry, which are the 7 stars, sun, moon, and Alpha and Omega. So that tends to tell me it goes in the satanic, luciferic, demon direction as far as philosophy goes. That certainly indicates some kind of witchcraft thing. They have all the masks on. They have the circle. They have the rituals. It says in the description on the top right, secret, creepy Illuminati party. All right, you got these crazy things going on in the air from the ceiling. Reminds me of the Switzerland tunnel opening ceremony. Definitely satanic, with demons dropping from the sky with horns. And there are links to all these pictures so that you're free to take a look and use your own judgment. I'm quite confident. Oh my, looks like a magician. So again, going towards the Christian philosophy teachings or the satanic philosophy teachings. Magician itself answering that question. There's a bull or something with horns. These guys are blindfolded, and she's got a spear in her hand. The Rothschild's Satanic Party. I didn't put this picture together. Go to Yahoo image search. Figure it out for yourself. And remember, it was the Rothschilds that brought about the state of Israel. They live among us, and most of us are not aware of it. Wow, what a picture. That place is designed up kind of crazy. Looks like you have a plate on the table with a baby on it. A baby served up on a plate. Occult party images. All-seeing eye here on the background, as you can see. Like on the dollar bill. So you know who controls America. Looks like the Princess Diana's husband, what was his name? At the Rothschild's ball, the Queen's son. Oh my, look at the eye. I'm just surfing through these pictures. You can do it too. Yahoo image site. The Eye of Horus. Horus would be the son of Osiris, the husband of Isis. Coffins everywhere. Cakes. And the people are eating the cakes, the human beings made out of cakes. Here's the guy cutting a piece of the cake. I guess you could cut open the guts and eat some guts. Quite crazy. Insane, you think? Philosophy of Christianity or the philosophy of Satanism? The dark side or the heaven side? What do you think this picture is telling you? Oh my. On the dinner table are dismembered dolls, cracked skulls. The imagery is also prevalent in countless music videos. It's all about the occult elites, MK Ultra. I guess this would be disturbing to anybody's mind. Would you have a party with these broken baby parts and arms and legs and cracked skulls on your table? I suppose these days a lot of people probably do during Halloween. They know not what they do, so it seems. So I just went on Yahoo image site, started from the very beginning, didn't sort any of this out. I think most people with a working brain and some common sense would say this is kind of freaky and bizarre, not particularly the society that we all want. If everybody was doing this, it would be a planet I would want to get off of, I think. Bon appetit. Katy Perry? Is this one of her rituals on the bottom? Cassette Katy Perry on the table? Mr. Rothschilds. Slave, it says on the top right by the link to this picture. Meet your master. The elites everywhere are into this stuff. So it seems. Worth 500 trillion. He controls the world. He controls Israel. I think I've showed you enough for you to make your mind up about the Illuminati, the Rothschilds that control the banking system. By the way, the Rothschilds control a lot of the power plants across America and a lot more. Probably most of our infrastructure, probably even the president, our leadership, and the military. I wonder if we the people will ever wake up. Thanks for watching this clip. Rick Miracle reporting. Now please remember, I'm trying to figure out WTH. What the heck is going on? And so I was also studying Shambhala, Shangri-La, the mystical city in the Himalayan mountains. And apparently something to do with the Shambhala religious cults is to meditate and do things to attract or invoke some kind of being called a Drala. And I came across this website where they have these clothing that people can buy to attract these Drala type of beings. It's a crazy investigation, I know. Take a look at this website and these clothes to invoke some kind of being. Shambhala. Hello and welcome to another video by Rick Miracle. Another website review. So I was reading a book about the Shambhala, apparently a mystical city in the mountains between the Middle East and China, the Himalayan mountains. Shambhala, Shangri-La, some kind of ancient mystery peoples, if they are people. But apparently if you meditate on the Shambhala teachings, you can invoke something called Drala. So I was looking it up and I ran across this website, and it looks like a Rothschild's party, which was kind of weird. But you judge for yourself. Invoking Drala, invoking some kind of spiritual entity. So apparently this one clothing designer comes up with these clothes, and apparently they help invoke Drala. And think about the New Age and all the things. Invoking Drala, Alexander McQueen. Look at this outfit. It says on the bottom here, Drala, a Tibetan concept that translates to beyond and above aggression, blameless, connected to the essential and transcendent powers of nature, the purity of body, red and black, glossy, swollen, and passionate lips, clothing as cocoons of protection, hats made of found unlikely objects. Alexander McQueen's Fall 09 collection was full of expression in invoking the concept of Drala, much as the image of a shaman can shock. So you get a shaman, a witch doctor, dressing up like that to interact with the forces of nature. McQueen invokes the essential realness of nature and timelessness, and our place within the sacred web in a very modern and abstract way. No modern feet. Well, this looks kind of strange, a human being with a fish head, and all the fish raising their heads. To swim in the sea of the cacophonic modern life with the power of perfected forms invokes Drala so that we may be strengthened as we move in the world. To be fierce yet soft. Within a world of old disconnected ideas, beyond the Barbie doll and childlike expressions of clothing and our bodies, is a point of power that this collection inspires. These clothes blow up artistic, sartorial, historic references to invoke a muse. Apparently invoking a muse is like invoking some kind of spiritual entity. Look at this one. Like I said, the Rothschilds' party, and then studying the Shambhala teachings. A lot of people are into this these days. The references are timeless, from power framing and Drala welcoming details like the Renaissance ruffs or Massia muffs, to the door New Deal skirts and Channel housetoons, the white tango dance of an epiphany of duality. This is just a bit bizarre, I think. Look at the clothing. Invoking the balance of exterior and interior Dralas, the combination which rises secret Drala or wind horse, as described with the Kloyam Trumpa, his book Shambhala, the sacred path of the warrior. And I'm reading all this for the first time, so bear with me. Raising a wind of delight and power and riding on and conquering that energy as a Buddhist monk who himself was seen with an ever-present glass of sake, a man who took many lovers, was chauffeured in the black Mercedes and through paralyzed robe a white Lamborghini stallion, according to Waylon Lewis, founder of Elephant magazine, who grew up with the monk. This was someone who knew how to live with Drala, who took many lovers. A monk. Isn't that interesting? The contained shapes of McQueen's models looks like a Freemasonic floor here. Recalled the concept of external Drala, and this is one's environment be indicated of cleanliness and offering to someone visiting, like the offering bowl or dark simplicity in the volume. Again, looks like the Illuminati party, pictures I've shown. Adding red to the darkness of black is an indication of the life force within the offering, spilling outward towards others. The idea that we save the world as we cultivate, protect, shore up, and make ourselves an offered expression of beauty. The dress also recalls the soft, simple richness of a Buddhist monk robe, draping and moving with the body. There's your Buddhist monk. Like the shaman, the witch doctor, we can dress ourselves and carry ourselves like statues of honor so that we feel heroic in our lives. Even heroic with a sense of bold humor, the most transforming element. To have so much fun with clothing, environment, and the conversion of self and nature and society is the edge that brings one to power of life beyond aggression. Drala. So there's your monks or your shamas. So anyways, invoking Drala, something they teach in Shambhala, ancient Asian religion culture. Learning a little bit every day. Thank you for watching my video. Rick Merico reporting. So whether it's sacrificing animals, humans, symbols, clothing, it's all part of this New Age religious cult. And people all over the world are working towards bringing this about. See this clip. Hello, Rick Mericle here with another short clip on Yahoo search. I put in the words, cry for Zion. I kid you not. Who would have ever thought of this? Cry for Zion, for Jewish sovereignty on Mount Zion. So if you don't know, the Muslim holy site, the Dome of the Rock, sits on this site. So they want to cry for Zion, plead with the world. Of course, we had 9/11, and they've destroyed a lot of the Middle East. And there are maps where you can look up that show a greater Israel, a return to the ancient boundaries of the kingdom of Judea, divided in two, into the kingdom of Judea and the kingdom of Israel in ancient times. So they want to return to this ancient kingdom. So it says, for Jewish sovereignty on Mount Zion. For Christians, we recommend the joy of the whole earth, Jerusalem and the future of the world. Jerusalem and the future of the world? So apparently the dot on the map plans on controlling the world. And I've been watching a lot of videos. Even the rabbis and leaders in Israel are saying they are to be the light of the world, that they are destined to rule the world. And throughout history, they've tried to control everything, and that was what caused a lot of their persecution and prosecution and banishment for a couple thousand years. So anyways, continuing on, this highly current and significant book is a must for Christians to understand the importance and holiness of Jerusalem and the Temple Mount. Personally, I'm not buying it. I've seen what they have done, the Zionist Jewish people, to get to this point. One, they brought us World War I, World War II. They had to destroy the Ottoman Empire in Turkey. They brought us 9/11 to accelerate the growth of Greater Israel. So all that death and suffering, I'm quite confident. I don't believe that God would do that, cause the pain and suffering and death all over the world. If it is, it's a strange thing about God, I would say. But I don't believe it. Even in the Bible, Revelation 2.9 and 3.9, it says, Jews who call themselves Jews are not, but are of the synagogue of Satan. And we've all seen the satanic symbols Baal symbols, Moloch symbols, and all these other demon symbols, Shiva symbols, Kali symbols, everywhere, and even in front of CERN, and the 666 logos everywhere. So anyways, back to this search results. Facebook, Cry for Zion. So anybody can go look this stuff up. We are a movement that supports the Jewish people's rights to sovereignty over Mount Zion. So apparently they want to have sovereignty and own the whole world. And that's not me saying it. Go look up some videos. Just search rebuilding King Solomon's temple and listen to some of the rabbis say this with their own mouths. The Temple Mount and freedom of worship. Well, it is right now. The Dome of the Rock sits there, which is the Islamic Muslims' holy site where they worship. Cry for Zion, YouTube. Your browser does not currently recognize any of the video formats. Cry for Zion, Israel TV network. Women of the Wall season episode 1. Cry for Zion, Twitter. We are a movement that supports the Jewish people's rights to sovereignty over Mount Zion. Cry for Zion, free listing on SoundCloud. Cry for Zion on Vimeo, Vimeo. Cry for Zion in creating education and video resources. Read posts for Cry for Zion and get access to exclusive content and experiences on the world's largest membership platform for artists and creators. Guess I'll have to go check that out. Cry for Zion. Here we go, another one. So at bottom here it says 13,300,000 results. So I think I'll click the second link and see if there's anything new. Oh, here we go. Cry for Zion archives. Breaking Israeli news. The Temple Mount Jerusalem Convention, organized by Cry for Zion, an Israeli-based organization that advocates for Jewish sovereignty over the Temple Mount, will take place on December 5th at the Menachem Begin Heritage Center, one of the previous leaders of Israel. There we go, bottom one. Israel exclusive full sovereignty and give Jews change.org. Cry for Zion started this petition to Prime Minister of Israel and 2 others. The Temple Mount is the holiest place on earth for the Jewish people. It was here that King Solomon built the first holy temple 3,000 years ago. I'll do one more here. Cry for Zion is creating education and video resources. I call it social conditioning. If you really want to paint a picture, it's propaganda and deception. But that's my opinion. People can have their own opinions. Still, for a while anyways. Free speech in Europe is banned. You can't talk about this stuff in Europe. You'll go to prison. They'll call you an anti-Semite and a hater. But apparently, hopefully, free speech is still the law of the land in the United States of America. Jewish Roots Journey Part 3. Cry for Zion Prayer Rally. Cry for Zion event in Jerusalem at the Temple Mount. Gan Sacher Jerusalem Park. Support for Temple Mount Freedom. Meet Gan Sacher Park. Meet at Gan Sacher Park to show your support for Jewish freedom and sovereignty on Temple Mount, followed by marching in support of Jewish rights on the Temple Mount in the annual Jerusalem March. I wonder how many people understand biblical prophecy and something called the return aliyah, where all the Jews from all over the world return after being dispersed for 2,000 years. Apparently, a dispersion, a punishment by God. And when they return, begins the end times, and with the arrival of a Messiah that they have been waiting for, an Antichrist Messiah. And apparently it all ends in Armageddon, maybe a nuclear holocaust all over the planet, a destruction of the planet, and then comes the second coming of Christ, Jesus Christ. The way I understand prophecy. And please, if you have any doubts, go look up biblical prophecy and become familiar with the story. The Last Day, The Cry of Zion, PDF download. The Last Day of the Cry of Zion Lutheran Church. Yogi Berra quipped, "When you come to a fork in the road, take it. The easy one, the one that is easy, one to remember. It's easy to rationalize. There's more than two lines in that fork. And in reality, I think you're usually able to navigate only one." Well, that's kind of confusing. So there you have it, Cry for Zion. If you haven't heard about it, go look into it. Even President Donald Trump, not too long ago, recognized Jerusalem as the capital of Israel. It was in Tel Aviv, and that gave them the power and incentive to try to move forward and destroy the Dome of the Rock, which probably could happen any day. Turmoil is still going on in Palestine. And then they will rebuild King Solomon's temple. And recently, apparently, they had a ritual consecrating the altar that will be in King Solomon's temple. They had a sacrifice. There's videos on YouTube. You can go watch the sacrifice. Anyways, thanks for watching my little Cry for Zion word search on Yahoo search. Rick Miracle reporting. So it seems that the pursuit of a global world order, the anti-Christian efforts to destroy Christianity, King Solomon's temple, the occult, it's all part of the New Age. So I went on Yahoo Images and looked up the New Age symbols. Oh my. Take a look at this clip. Welcome to another word search on Yahoo Images. I thought I'd get a little crazy and just plug in New Age symbols. And oh my, the results were astonishing. New Age symbols. We all know about the crystals and apparently, but what do people know about the Ankh? In this picture, the top circle on the T, apparently according to the Freemason Bible, Morals and Dogma, the T means divine, the circle means serpent, the divine serpent. Of course, the upside down cross speaks for itself. The star in the circle is a witchcraft symbol. If you look up witchcraft symbol, here's a star on these search results that says witchcraft. Signs and symbols of witchcraft. I did not sort this out. I have no way of doing that. I just went, as you saw here, and plugged in New Age symbols, and I got the first three. So all this is satanic. Six-pointed star. Upside down cross. New Age symbol. New Age, Rainbow Coalition, transgenderism. Very revealing. Tarot cards, all-seeing eye, upside down pyramid, right side pyramid, six-pointed star, chakra system, meditation, communicating with beings in another world, your higher self, There you go, New Age. Different symbols: God, earth, air, water, pentagram, protection. Take a look at these symbols and go compare them to crop circles. The pyramid, the eye, flying down with the dove. The serpent eating its tail. Six-pointed star, the Ankh, divine serpent. New Age symbols. World Conference of Messianic Grand Lodges. Right there with the New Age symbols. And the Freemasons, Scottish Rite, have a magazine called the New Age Magazine. I've made videos on that. The triple moon, used in pagan and Wiccan teachings. It represents the threefold nature of the goddess as maiden, mother, and crone. The triquintra symbolizes the three faces of goddess, balancing the mind, body, and spirit. The circle signifies the ever-turning circle of life, death and rebirth. The triquintra is a fantastic way to represent the power of the three and celebrate the divine feminine. Triquintras and trisquelanes are both signs of the feminine female empowerment. Meditation. Six-pointed star. The hand. Here we go. Interesting picture. Looks like somebody meditating in the top left, communicating with the divine. The New Age movement. Communicating with the divine. The chakra system. Communicating with the divine. Communicating with the divine. I asked the question, the divine what? The divine eye. The eye is a symbol for the fallen angel Rephaim and Moloch. Upside down right side pyramid, six-pointed star in this shape is a Merkabah, a device used to be able to communicate with another dimension. The angel looks like Metatron. The occult. Occult is magic. Magic is witchcraft. That's sorcery. Kind of weird. Three legs going in a circle. New Age symbols. Ankh. T means divine, circle means serpent, divine serpent. According to the Rosicrucian book, star in circle, the blue pentagram symbol pagan, Wiccan, New Age square. Witchcraft. Satanism, occult arch. Fallen angels, it says in this search. Fallen angels. New Age. Celestial sky, star, the moon. New Age symbols. The New Age Millennium, an expose of symbols, slogans, and hidden agendas. I suppose I should try to get this book. I'll have to look it up. Demon, writing it down. Wilson. The New Age. So that's what I do when I do my research. I see things and I go look into it. The signal for personal power. Look at all the magic symbols around this and the one in the middle. New Age symbols for personal power. Oh, here you go. New Age. The signal to attract spirits. Wow. Learn so much here if you pay attention. Signal to help connections to the earth and natural spirits. To help with phobias. Blessed be the rule of three, the star with the circle, satanic symbol. Pyramids, singing contests, big events. Hillsong United Church, steeped in Illuminati and New Age. The Hillsong United Church. Well, you can see they certainly are roping in, beguiling the people. Any doubt? Since the 1960s, there has been a decline in the formal organized religions. In the 1920s, the communists testified before Congress in the United States during the communist hearings that they were going to infiltrate everything. And remember, the communists were created by the Bolshevik Jewish people who invaded Russia after World War I and killed over 100 million people and started spreading communism all over the world. So the New Age religions have appropriated ideas, themes, symbols, and a way of life from the religious practices of Native Americans, Australian Aborigines, and East Asian religions. So you get this little symbol here and meditate. Money will flow to me soon. This other symbol, I will get a job. Is that magic? Oh, here you go. You got a little chart for the symbols if you want to make a magic talisman. You got the hand, the bloody hand, wounded or killed, moon, night, sun, peace. Oh my, there's the symbols to make a magic amulet, or talisman. There's another symbol with all these symbols around it. So I guess these symbols spell magic words to give you this kind of magic action. Magic action. Magic action. Practicing magic. The Women's Dictionary of Symbols and Sacred Objects. The Spiritual Labyrinth. New Age symbols. New Age brushes. Magic symbols. I am safe while practicing my magic. I guess if you have this symbol on a piece of paper while you're practicing magic, you're protected. Oh my. Magic hand sign. So one would begin to believe they're using all these different world native tribe religions to try to spread some kind of belief in using magical symbols to control things or get things, whatever. Free ether symbol, download the clip art. Concerts, symbols, pyramids, music, vibrations, coexist. Meanwhile, they're trying to destroy Christianity. They don't really promote coexisting. They just want to destroy individual cultures. So it seems. But a lot of people are into this seriously. And maybe the old saying goes, they know not what they do. Signal to tap into your psychic abilities. So that's the symbol you need there. Again, with all these magic symbols around the circle. Some kind of incantation, mantra. My tarot deck is protected from physical harm and negative energy. New Age, man and New Age symbols. There's your Jewish Kabbalah Sephiroth. New Age, signs and symbols, cult, New Age, and occult insignias and what they mean. Have no fellowship with the unfruitful, work of darkness, but rather reprove them. So we're supposed to reject all these people who are working with darkness, according to Ephesians 5-11. Finding your sense of belonging and for being and fitting into the place in which you should be. Leadership planning and organization skills. Spirit, water, air, fire, earth. Remembering things. Signal for being awake and alert. Interesting little word search here. And the results. I'm seeing this for the first time as you are seeing it. Oh, here's a signal for understanding and interpreting tarot cards easily. So what does it do? Does it kind of connect with your mind and make you understand things? Well, here's an interesting little saying. May the Holy Cross be my light. Let not the dragon be my guide. Serpent. Signal to ward off all harmful energy and bad vibes. Eye, dagger, fire, sun. Signal to attract good things. Is that a crystal ball? Crystal ball, New Age gypsy symbols. Says on the link that you click to the right of this picture. A signal to help your deepest wishes come true. Is that magic? Make somebody fall in love with you? I remain calm and reasonable in stressful situations. Blue pentagram, symbol pagan Wiccan. So it continues to take you back to witchcraft symbols. Boost motivation. Change negative energy into positive energy. So are we talking magic here? New Age spiritual, communication, symbols, tattoo drawings. So people are getting these New Age magical symbols tattooed on their bodies. Wonder how that works out. Does it connect people with the demon beings 24/7? The pentagram. Looks like a Freemasonic symbol, taking good men and making them better. I rather doubt that. Magic, New Age, occult, Kabbalah, alchemy, witchcraft, sorcery, anti-Christian activities. Just saying. I'm thinking. What are the answers to the questions? What's that say? A little luck spell. Write your name on the candle and near it write luck. If there is enough room, then draw a pentacle of luck symbol, make a clover, light it, and allow it to burn completely all day. A little bit of luck will be on your side. A little luck spell. Isn't that nice? To not care what other people say or think. So people get this stuff and practice this magic. How's that make you feel? I suppose if everybody was practicing magic and trying to curry favor with the spiritual beings, that would get the spiritual beings a little confused on who to serve. You think? I said that the German Third Reich was into the occult. Illuminati are into the occult. Freemasons, Rosicrucians. Rainbow-coded hand reflexology chart. Oh boy, New Age rosary warning. These rosaries have appeared on sale at pilgrimage centers across Europe and are in most cases given away for free. They are made from cheap plastic and come in white, blue, or pink, stamped as having been made in Italy. Yet no one knows who produced them, since they are available at places of pilgrimage that make people automatically think they are fine to use. Information regarding the danger of these rosaries was given at the Mariam Center of Limoges, France, 14th March 2005. Why are they considered New Age? Due to their symbolism, which is not too easy to see except by close inspection of the crucifix, which shows a very sinister story. Behind the figure of Christ can be seen a caduceus, a snake, a serpent, which is in an upright pole representing meditation between heaven and earth. It is an ancient herald's wand, a magician's wand, which was carried by the messenger gods like Hermes or Mercury. The rod is also a divining rod to measure the earth and its energies of power. The serpent Satan is shown behind the figure of Christ and is depicted by the coiled serpent, which means latent power concealed, but yet not yet fully manifest, a dormant power. It may also represent to Satanists that the devil is, oh my, I guess you could click the link and get the rest of this information. Oh my, rainbow Nazi symbol. So how many people into the Rainbow Coalition know what they're into? Well, you can go look it up yourself. Yahoo Images, New Age symbols. Thank you for watching this video clip. Rick Miracle reporting. So you got the New Age, you got all this symbolism, all this activity, demonizing Iran, demonizing China, demonizing Venezuela. So I was looking at the jpost.com, Israeli's major newspaper in English, and thought I would just talk about their newspaper that you can go look at and use your discerning mind and see what you think about what they're putting in their newspaper about world affairs. Welcome to another Yahoo, or I should say Internet website review. Internet website review. FYI, they do have a newspaper in the major city of Israel, Jerusalem, called the Jerusalem Post. Like the New York Times or the Wall Street Journal or the Washington Post. Anyways, it's in English. And if you want to learn the truth, why not take a little visit for free from your home to Israel right now and go look at the jpost.com. The key words here on the above on the title is diaspora, anti-Semitism. So the Jews being dispersed all over the world, the diaspora, and then apparently the category anti-Semitism. So let's take a look at their newspaper, dated May 12th, when I opened up this page. To kind of take a look like the New York Times, whatever, what's going on all over the world. A major newspaper. Jewish cartoonist Eli Valley sparks angry debate about anti-Semitism. Over there in Jerusalem. Oh, wait a minute. Supporters of Israel's dance during a rally in New York on Sunday. Israel's dance in New York City, Sunday. Fight Zionism, says Sheik at California U's Anti-Oppression Week. Fight Zionism, says a Sheik. So apparently the Sheik is aware of the Zionist movement to create the state of Israel and greater Israel, and apparently filling biblical prophecy of ruling the world. Here you got a Tennessee judge. Jews should get the FK over the Holocaust. Palestinians beat Israeli musician in Berlin for defending Israel. SWAT sticker dubbed on London factory owned by pro-Britex Jewish politician. So you think there's a raising of consciousness around the world creating anti-Semitic activities? I don't know about you, but I don't hate the Jewish people. Never gave it a lot of thought. The research I'm doing now is making me think, what the heck is going on? What are they doing? And then I see they're trying to take control of the world, and I guess that would be a bit concerning to anybody. Arkansas white supremacist shouts 6 million more to defy ADL. American neo-Nazi protester in favor of Dr. Martin Link, who used to teach in Arkansas Tech University for 50 years, and told the students that the Holocaust didn't happen. Did some Jewish people die in Germany during World War II? Of course they did. Was there any attack on Jewish people all over the world in World War I? No. But did the Jewish people in Germany turn against Germany during World War I because leaflets and pamphlets were distributed or dropped by planes telling them that Britain had agreed to give the Zionist Jewish people the land of the Palestinians to create the state of Israel during World War I. So all the Jews who were living in safety and quite successfully in Germany turned on Germany. Apparently the German government in World War I wouldn't go along with the taking over the Middle East. And why should they? It was right next door and it was a huge territory. That's why Britain reneged on the Balfour Agreement. They didn't want to destroy the whole Middle East. And it took America, their control of America, without the Americans knowing it, for them to get control of the Middle East and murder all of those Arabs. So partly responsible for all of this are we Americans who were ignorant what was going on in our name and with our money. Just saying. In the comment section, please point out where I am wrong. We know they took over the USA money supply in 1913 over Christmas holiday, creating the Federal Reserve, which was not federal, privately owned and controlled by the Illuminati members, elites of the world. All right, Ukraine may adopt IHRA definition of anti-Semitism. So the countries they do control, they do get them to make it a crime to speak negative of what's going on in the world, about the Zionist movement and a political movement, they say. Meanwhile, they want to rebuild King Solomon's temple so they can start sacrificing animals. And I do want to point out, if you look at the J-Post comment section, you will see that they do call we non-Jews Goy and Goyim. If you look at the comment section on these press releases by the Jewish people in Israel and the world, and Goy and Goyim does mean animals. So if they're going to sacrifice animals, do they think we're animals? Is that a fair question? Turkish Toy Museum says it has a doll with hair from the Holocaust victim. UK Labour Party accused with 15-page report on anti-Semitism. The 15,000-page dossier alleges anti-Jewish behavior throughout the party. So they're accusing the Democratic Party in America of being anti-Semitic. They're accusing the Labour Party in Britain of being anti-Semitic. So whoever they can't control and won't do what they want is anti-Semitic. Let's agree on that. Facebook says it will allow Holocaust denial. U.S. synagogues need what Europeans have, armed guards. Cutting satire, Israeli cartoonist in New York. Israeli political cartoonists chime in on the controversial New York Times character. So what I'm really trying to point out is you can go to this Jerusalem Post. You can see what they're saying, what they think, the activities going on in the world. Iran commander calls for U.S. military in Gulf a target, not a threat. Iraq's problem of addressing suicide. So apparently in Iraq, nothing's getting better. Suicide problem, you think? All that suffering and no hope? Iran Guard says Iran Guard chief says Americans have started a psychological war. That seems to be true. Pompeo, U.S. not aiming for war with Iran, but recently, last week, President Donald Trump sent an aircraft carrier and a whole fleet of ships to be on the coast of Iran, and a bunch of bomber planes headed in that direction. It's, you might think a war was coming if you were in Iran. Current difficult conditions, Iraq-Iran war. All right, let's look at the diaspora. Another topic I've been talking a lot. So the diaspora says here this definition. Diaspora Jewry is the collective name for the Jewish communities outside of the land of Israel. Historically, these communities go back to big historical events like the Babylonian exile, the siege of Jerusalem, and the expulsion from Spain. All these things I've been talking about. In the 1500s, Spain expelled all the Jewish people. The religion of Christianity and the Kabbalah Jewish religion were not compatible. Apparently, the Kabbalists were accused of sorcery. Apparently, sorcery is witchcraft Satanism. So I suppose it would not be compatible with Christianity. I will agree with that. Today, the biggest diaspora communities exist in the United States, France, Canada, and the UK and Russia. And they managed that with World War I saying all the Jews were in danger and a threat. And World War II, they were managing to put all these Jewish people into all these other countries. Top European rabbi about the far right. The enemy of my enemy isn't my friend. So these people play a lot of psychological warfare with our minds. Most people don't know what to believe. Attack on Jewish woman in Sweden not being treated as a hate crime. The Jews of South Korea. Anti-Semitism and racial graffiti painted in Virginia High School. Einstein letter mocking Austria's anti-Semitic policies up for auction. So again, back there in Germany and Austria, all over the Middle East, if you didn't like what the Jews were doing in your country, and they were doing things that most people would consider wrong, a crime, just like, in the United States, if the pawn shops were charging people exorbitant interest rates to get their pawned items back, the government would step in and say, you're abusing the people, and we have to make laws to control your industry. Well, that's what they did all over Europe. The Jews would take control of things and charge abnormally high fees, and people would lose all their properties when they were borrowing money. And in a lot of cases, the situations were created, according to my research, which required them to borrow money. They were caught in an intentional trap. Accused California synagogue gunman pleads not guilty to hate crime. Anti-Semitism envoy calls Europe's kosher meat bans forced expulsion. So all these things that are going on in the world, you can verify. Germany, Netherlands suspend operations in Iraq over security threat. U.S. orders non-emergency embassy staff to leave Iraq. So I guess nothing's changing in Iraq. Palestinians' strongest weapon against Trump is the word no. Obviously, Trump is no friend of the Palestinian people, recognizing Jerusalem as the capital of Israel. So what else is at the top of this newspaper? You got Israel news, you got Arab-Israeli conflict, you got opinion. Let's look at opinion. All right, here's an interesting one. Poisoning minds. The Declaration of Independence contradiction. So they're trying to destroy our reality as we know it. The Declaration of Independence contradiction. Poisoning minds. You don't have to be a genius to go look this up. Istanbul election rerun leaves your Erdogan lonely at the top. So even in apparently Greece and Egypt and all these countries, they have problems with their politics. I suspect it's intentional, keeping the people in a daze and confused. A Zionist guide for the Euro visitor to Eurovision. Apparently, in 2014, Eurovision, the American Idol singing contest in Europe, Conchita Wurst won the contest, and they had this he, she, whatever it is, the face like Jesus, the body of a woman in a silky dress. Conchita means a woman's sexual part. Wurst means sausage, a man's sexual part. And Conchita Wurst sung the song A Phoenix Rising, and that's about the whole world bursting in flames so a new world can be born. Again, you don't need to be Sherlock Holmes or Einstein to figure this out. So, legislative immunity from the corruption charges Netanyahu faces. How Israel and its high-tech industry are winning the U.S.-China trade war. So apparently with Israel obtaining billions and billions from the U.S. banking system every year, oh boy, they've managed to take control of the high-tech industry worldwide, including artificial intelligence and so much more. That should be concerning to anybody. The Palestinians play a game of chicken, disturbing the quiet in return for an Israeli payoff. Community resilience, the Israeli response. If feelings of uncertainty, helplessness, and being alone are the greatest enemies of resilience, its best ally is in the community. Here's a picture of Israelis, I guess. Your people are whose people? The man of God. And again, if you look at some of these press releases, let's look at world news here for a minute. I can finish this little review. I think you know where this website is now. Terrorists beware of the flying ninja bomb. Oh boy, look at that plane. Terrorists beware of the flying ninja bomb. They could do have a lot better use of all these billions and trillions they're spending on weapons, don't you think? Anti-Semitic, homophobic pastor banned from entering Ireland. So I guess if you don't want to approve of the transgender philosophy, you are called a homophobic. Israeli spyware at center of WhatsApp surveillance storm. There's a lot of things you can learn here. Zuckerberg hails French hate speech plan as EU model. I'm encouraged and optimistic about the regulatory framework that will be put in place, Zuckerberg told reporters. So the computer software that will monitor everything you say for hate speech, speaking against Zionism and these things going on in the world, I suppose would be considered hate speech. U.S. airstrike kills 13 Islamic State fighters in Somalia. So you got death and destruction going on in Somalia. The U.S. military has stepped up its campaign of airstrikes in Somalia since President Donald Trump took office, saying that it has killed more than 800 militants in 2 years. So who would be militants? People who don't like their country being controlled by outside forces, like Venezuela, Iran, Iraq, Syria, Afghanistan. All right, I wanted to introduce you to the Jerusalem Post, if you're not aware of it. Read the comment section and see what the people are saying in their own words. You'd be surprised what you find out. Thank you for watching my video. Rick Miracle reporting. Apparently in Israel and all over the world, there are forces to bring this into reality, rebuilding King Solomon's temple and this global world order. So take a look at this website where you can see some of the videos and information at tmjc.org, a 2018 conference. Watch some of those videos and again, use your discerning mind. Listen to what they say. Take a look. Welcome to another website review by Rick Miracle. I've been showing a few clips from the clips on this website, tmjc.org. Temple Mount 18 Jerusalem Convention. Unprecedented breaking Israeli news. Will pro-Israel evangelical Christians offer a tailwind to right-wing activism over the holy site? The Times of Israel. Let me see if I can say that again. Will pro-Israel evangelical Christians offer a tailwind to right-wing activism over the holy site? The Times of Israel. So apparently a lot of so-called Christian leaders in America and the world are supporting this movement to rebuild King Solomon's temple. But there seems to be something amiss here. These Zionist Jewish people, followers of the Old Testament, key word there, Old Testament, are trying to destroy Christianity all over the world, the New Testament. And they're trying to say the Old Testament is actually going to be the New Testament. Hanukkah, December 5th, 2018, not too long ago. Where was the temple? Come to Jerusalem and find out. Featuring top Christian and Jewish speakers. Seminars, breakout sessions, panel discussions, field trips, live stream, even booths, and more. This year we will tackle common myths surrounding the Temple Mount and look at what archaeology really says and explore the biblical version for the future. Well, people need to look up biblical prophecy about end times and Armageddon. Look up the word Armageddon. Was the Temple Mount in the city of David? So I was showing some clips from these videos, so there's no shortage or no excuse for anybody to not go and verify what I've been saying. All these videos by all these speakers, apparently smart people with a mission. Rick Miracle reporting. Are you noticing any common denominators? Is there something clicking in your head? Are you getting an aha moment? I can see what's going on. So I went on Yahoo image site and looked up the Illuminati. Look at this little clip I made. And thank you for watching my video. Rick Miracle reporting. Well, welcome to another Yahoo image word search. Just plugged in Illuminati. And remember, it's all about raising your consciousness, not believing me. You can go to these Yahoo image site and put in any word you want and take a look at the words and see if it tells you something. The dollar bill, the owl, the pyramid, the owl and the pyramid, the eye in the pyramid on the owl. Madonna, Super Bowl halftime show, eye, pyramid, crown with horns, Illuminati. She wears a shirt with the all-seeing eye or a jacket, rainbow colors, eye, pyramid. Proofs of a conspiracy. Read this book, John Robinson. I made a video or two on this book. I'll be looking at it again eventually. A lot of the people in Hollywood are made to do this. You think they're all just doing it as an accident or a coincidence? Illuminati, symbolism, and music. Of course not. It's mind control. It's symbolism. They're programming the rest of us. Do you want to be programmed? Rothschild's party looks like. I showed that in the previous video. Novus Order, New World Secundum, Anote Conceptus, mission complete. Destroy Christianity is what they're aiming to do. Bringing us a new cult religion. Here you go. Does that look like Christianity or does that look like Satanism? Does that look like peace on earth or does that look like Armageddon? Emmys, Grammys, all kinds of programs on TV. They're showing you. Are you paying attention? An illusion it will be. So large, so vast, it will escape their perception. 5-pointed upside down star. Reptilian beings all around this picture. And those who see it will be thought of as insane. So I suppose these people who are watching we Americans and we people all over the world will think that people like me who look into this and who expose it are insane. So who's insane? Me? Here it says true religion. A piece of pie looking kind of thing with an eye. Pyramid. So who's insane? Me? Or these people? Seriously. Double-headed bird, eye. If you go look at any Freemasonic lodge, you'll see a double-headed bird on the top. Starbucks, 3 stars, pyramid, owl. You can see the common denominators. Many of our politicians and large organizations. One guy sent me a comment on my video. There's nothing evil about Freemasonry. There's nothing satanic about it. I was just amused at his comment after almost 700 videos, many of them 2 hours. So well over 1,000 hours and 15 years worth of research. People with a tattoo, with the owl, Moloch, and the pyramid, and the eye. Let's see if we can put this together. An owl, Moloch, the pyramid, and the eye. It's in the Bible. Baal, Moloch, demons, fallen angels. Pawns in the hand of Satan. So we need not fear, for the one who is in you is greater than the one who is in the world. I guess if you give people fame and money, they can be bought and sold. Bought and sold. Bought and sold. Way on the bottom is most of us, the ignorant debt slaves. And above us you got human resources, the police and everything that'll control us to get on the second level. Above them, you got the government, media, and religion, education. And above them, the world population control, the people who are working and controlling the wars and killing people. Private corporations, natural resource control, world financial control, global think tanks moving up on this pyramid. rich and powerful subfamilies, subfamily elites, Committee of 300, Crown of 13, and Moloch the Eye, Baal the devil on top. Isn't this nice? They give us a nice picture to show us a map of where we are. Where are you? No, they're not into magic. Why would you think that? Tarot cards? Everything else they're doing? Symbols and shapes on the dollar bill when you fold it different ways that show us burning buildings and towers and dams. Magic. Magic. And people falling for it. Look at the tattoo on this guy's arm. On his hand. Katy Perry, one of her rituals. You can look up any of this stuff. Put Katy Perry in your Yahoo image search. Katy Perry's satanic rituals. I challenge anybody to do it. All these buildings and facilities with all these symbols and the eye of Moloch, Baal, the devil. Here's a picture that tells us the eye, the pyramid, the hand, the puppet master, and us. Mind control, satanic propaganda, world rule, and power. Thank you for watching my video. Rick Miracle reporting.